What's up, party people? Welcome to week 3 of franchises. Thursday night football, Bears at Bengals. Should be a great showdown of offenses. You got Ben Johnson looking for his first win as the Bears head coach. Can he get that two tight end system working? If you're new here and you don't know what franchises is, we're slow simming every single game of the upcoming season. We got updated rosters with all the rookies, free agency signing, trades. We got it all covered. And not only are we going to be entertained and cover your favorite team, but we're also going to learn along the way about what are the best playbooks for slow sim. I got you covered. Any questions, comments, put them in the comment section. If you want to know what we're running for each team, how we strategize, the schemes we're using, those are in the descriptions. Follow along. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you coming out here to watch. So let's sit back and enjoy as we kick off week 3.
Santos out for the opening kick. And away we go in Cincinnati. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
That pass complete to Moss. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon. What we're seeing now, Brock, they've had some pretty crummy luck, some poor fortune in keeping guys healthier during their early goings of this season.
And this is where focus and attitude is oh so critical. They're rallying around those guys who are hurt and trying to play winning football. So when those players start to come back, Kate, they can jump right back in and really add this depth and be a better team and maybe, just maybe, make a playoff push.
First down, Burrow to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Burrow setting to throw. He's got him. That's Moss. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Well, no look on his first look of the game. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. To throw again, it's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Complete beyond the marker. And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Burrow from the gun. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals finish up an excellent opening series. T. Higgins, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play, but a couple of interceptions. He's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Tight end in motion left. Williams on the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. To throw, Williams. Dump off, caught by his back. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be Bengals football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Moss. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty.
Encroachment defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. The penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic 1st down.
1st down, ball at the 36. Burrow out of the shotgun. On target to his man Higgins. And he gets him around 6 there. Hit made by TJ Edwards. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 41. Finds his man Chase. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
11 MT. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11. 11 MT. 12, 12.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. Running out of the gun with Moss. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Burrow. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jalen Johnson with the stop.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
This one taken in by Chase. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Here we go.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
11 Thomas. 11 Mighty. 11, 11. 11, 11, 11,
Off
11.
the option, here's Moss. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. That was Montez Sweat who took him down. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Cut.
Putting the tight end in motion. 3rd and short, it's Burrow. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Burrow to the air now. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands up.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals pull that in front further, 13-zip. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Devin Duvernay to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their 2nd drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll send their tight end right. Williams to throw on. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! The ball's out! The ball's out! He lost it! And now the Bengals have it!
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's at a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Burrow. Catch is made in close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Our score, 14-0. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. We're all set to bring you the 2nd quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. Moss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He's got it. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine. Surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Duvernay on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Good offenses. Kate, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Moore going to motion over right. First down, Williams. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Couldn't connect on first, it's second down. Williams from the gun. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Bears first down. Off the play fake, Williams. Hits his target, that's Durham Smythe. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Chicago first down. They're set up at the 35 now. They bring the tight end in motion. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain. Well, the good part is he did bring that play to a stop. Unfortunately, looks like he got banged up on the tackle. He's in some discomfort out there. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 32. He's got him, that's Swift. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They'll come up first and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That's complete, Cole Kmet. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Johnson up the middle. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Williams. From pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. but they do come away with 3.
Here's Charlie Jones with the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Finds a man right side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Brought in by Chase near the sideline. And he goes out a little short of the 40. We're going to get a challenge here. The Bears do not agree with that last call.
Previous play is under review.
So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Tremaine Edmonds has it. And the Bears will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
Chicago getting set to take the field now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive begins with a run by Johnson. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Able to get it to Moore. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Williams on the play action. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down. This is Johnson heading right. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Nothing for him on that play as we've hit the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now here's Williams. That throw finds Komet. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Moore going to motion over right. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 24. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught for the first. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. First down throw by Williams. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. They'll throw it again. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete. So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll throw it yet again. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears make it an 11-point ball game. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. All right, no more excitement here in this first half. He kneels this one down. Both teams head to the locker room. We've hit halftime here in Cincinnati. The Bengals carrying a lead into the locker room. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
The Bengals got a strong performance in that first half by Joey B., their quarterback, Joe Burrow. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber.
Here's
Brock
McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the offense for the Bears to begin the second half. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. On the ground again with Johnson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if we see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
A 1-yard gain on the play, and that's a Chicago 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Williams to throw on 1st. Pass caught by Adunze. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Williams from the gun. That's more of the catch out left. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. has his man. It's Odunze. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They are throwing it again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down. Here's Williams. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Chicago 1st down. Has the connection to Odunze. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running with Swift out of the gun. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. And he's got a free play here. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. But now all eyes going to turn to those officials. We got to see if this flag is going to take it away.
Offside. Defense.
Got to the end zone with a free play, so they will, of course, decline offsides and take the points.
That penalty is declined.
Bears offense, look at this. They haven't moved. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. Escapes the pocket. And they get the 2-point conversion. He's in. The lead, only a field goal now. Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. On 1st down, here's Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Moss gets it from the gun. They'll cobble together a yard there. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Burrow out of the shotgun. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. And he just keeps on catching passes here in the 2nd half. It seems like we're going to remember his work there from this game more than what he's done from the backfield. First down, Williams. Hits his tight end on the corner route. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, He's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Working from the gun, Williams finds him over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Catch is made in close. And in for the Chicago touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears take a 4-point lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. First down, Burrow to throw. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Burrow from the gun. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. On third down, here's Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. And anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears send Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Oh, a little movement along the line there. That's going to cost the defense 5 yards.
Encroachment, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still first down.
Now talk about a golden opportunity at an immediate first down following that encroachment flag. Running it after the penalty. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Encroachment, defense.
So keep that second and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic first down.
So after the penalty yardage marked off, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Here's 2nd and 11. Finds the in route complete. And they get this down to the 28. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Chicago first down. They just get the play on. That's caught at the 4. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's Bears football to begin the fourth as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. Touchdown, Chicago! Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Santos now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears drive their lead to 11. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He completes it in traffic. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 46. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they make this stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
God.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Higgins makes the catch. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. Throwing now from the gun. Finds Chase on the slant. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That extra half second, Kate, that's it. You know, we talk about timing in the passing game all the time, the precision. Well, it's the same thing with the drop. If you have too long of a delay, you give a D tackle like that a chance to...
Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. That is Kyler Gordon. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate. And I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being third down in the red zone. That's where you got to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. Williams to throw on first. Komet brings it in. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 3 now. Now a give to Johnson, coming right. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bears first down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
First down throw by Williams. Completed here to Komet. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Off the play fake, Williams. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
3rd down, here's Williams. Moore's got it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. On first down, here's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And this one does not go far. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Offense up to the line fast. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals now within 1 score in the 4th. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
The Bengals getting ready for a big 2-point try late. To throw again, it's Burrow. And he will get into the end zone. That's going to cut 2 more off that lead. All right, Brock, they win empty. We all expected a pass was coming, and they do indeed go to the air and connect on that strike for 2.
Yeah, once you empty that backfield, it does certainly, Kate, alert that defense to pass. And then it comes down to disguise. It comes down to timing, especially on a 2-point with everything condensed. Well done by that offense to go get 2.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Duvernay on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bears are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First down, Williams. Has his man, it's Odunze. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Bears holding on to a field goal lead. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now an inside give to Johnson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Setting up to pass. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Chicago brings out the punting unit. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football. Back to throw. On target to his man Higgins. And this one doesn't go far. Second down now, 7 to go. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. To throw. Moss hauls it in. And he's tackled for a short gain. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. And they get to him and hold him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Here come the Bears, back out on offense. They run out still in possession of a 3-point lead thanks to the efforts of their defense, Brock, and now a chance to run out this clock.
And you do not want to put your defense back on the field in a tough position and needing another stand to end it. You take control of it. You make sure that defense is rested and celebrating, and hopefully you can pull out that victory formation.
This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot. And now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Bears take this one on the road. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kay, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.